As a mid-ranger, the Nothing Phone 1 is not the flagship that many out there probably would have hoped for, but with a comparable spec sheet and price to the Pixel 6, we're here to examine where they stack up against one another. Thanks for watching 9to5 Google here on YouTube. Remember to thumbs up, hit subscribe and then tap the bell icon to be among the first to watch our upcoming videos. So mid-range smartphones often bridge that gap between the low end and the high end. In recent years, the lines are starting to become more and more blurred. The Nothing Phone 1 and the Pixel 6 are prime examples of this. Hold either phone in the hand and you'll actually be surprised that neither handset is an outright flagship in the traditional sense. The materials used here almost don't suit the price tag associated with each phone, and that is a very good thing. When you spend your hard-earned money, you do want great quality hardware, and that's certainly true of the Nothing Phone 1 and Google's Pixel 6. While the Pixel 6 is not quite a top-tier Android phone, it provides just a bit more under-the-hood power than the Nothing Phone 1 can offer. The differences you'll notice day to day though are fairly minimal, but the Pixel 6 certainly feels a tad smoother. The Snapdragon 778G Plus and the Google Tensor processors are not exactly light years apart, but the Phone 1 does have a higher RAM option between 8 and 12 that you can pick, which should help this, or at least the longevity of this mid-ranger, given that the chipset is slightly slower. Save that chipset though, things do compare quite well, with the 120Hz AMOLED on the Phone 1 being marginally smoother and actually larger at 6.55 inches versus 6.4 on the Pixel 6. It's tougher to decide which is the better panel overall though, as there are quirks to each that you should probably consider. If you like the design of the Nothing Phone 1, you actually better like monochrome colours, as the device is actually only available in black and white colourways. The clear glass panel at the rear is not truly clear in that you only really see covers and caps over the electronic parts. If you want fancy LED lighting though, then this is actually one of the few on the market that will actually utilise light strips extensively as part of the software and hardware, as part of its overall design ethos. Conversely, the Pixel 6 comes with one of the most unique looking smartphone designs of the past few years, with that camera bar and the design influenced by previous Pixel releases. It's a little more complicated to truly separate the software experience on the Nothing Phone 1 and the Google Pixel 6 because of the volume of similarities between the super light Nothing OS skin and the Android 12 found on Pixel phones. We've done a deep dive into the major differences, but these do boil down to the glyph lighting and more major tweaks to the quick settings panel rather than major overhauls as you're likely going to see on other Android skins out there. If you want a daily experience that is about as close to the Pixel as possible, then the Phone 1 might be the perfect alternative. You lose out though on a host of Pixel exclusive features, things like Magic Eraser, on-device live translation, and day one software updates. Nothing does actually offer face unlock or software-based face unlock alongside an optical in-display fingerprint scanner. Nothing is set to promise 3 OS upgrades and 4 years of bi-monthly security patches as standard for its sub $500 smartphone. This is naturally leapfrogged by the Pixel 6's 3 full OS upgrades and 5 years of regular monthly security patches, but both of these phones, having shipped with Android 12, will be eligible up to and including Android 15 when that does eventually arrive at some point in 2024, so you're well catered for with either option. The battery capacities on the Phone 1 and the Pixel 6 are really similar at 4,500 mAh versus 4,614 mAh. It does mean that the Pixel 6 has the edge ever so slightly. In real terms, the lifespan of this duo are fairly comparable though once again. Because Google though placed charging speed caps, even with the official 30-watt wired charger that you can buy separately, the Nothing Phone 1 has faster wired top-up options at 33 watts via a quick charge 4.0 compatible power brick and USB-C cable. An altered Snapdragon 778G Plus on the Phone 1 also means that wireless charging and reverse wireless charging are available. Ordinarily, they wouldn't be with such a chipset. Obviously, this means that wire-free power is now available, but you get 15-watt Qi wireless charging and 5-watt reverse wireless charging available for your accessories with this phone. The same is available to the Pixel 6, but with the Pixel Stand 2, you can access marginally faster 21-watt wireless charging speeds with that accessory. Given that wired speeds are also capped at 21 watts, the top-up times via wire do favour the Phone 1, but if you prefer wireless charging and are willing to spend up to $80 on an added accessory, the Pixel 6 is going to be a better buy for you. That said, across the board, both of these phones are all-day devices, and maybe if you're a light user, you might be able to eke out 2 days. While the cameras on the Pixel 6 and Nothing Phone 1 share some common traits with 50 megapixel sensors at the heart of the setups on both devices, the Phone 1 pairs a decent main sensor with a similarly spec'd ultra-wide angle. Where the Pixel 6 excels though is in the software processing with that ISOCELL GN1 sensor. Not only is it physically larger, Google's post-processing magic means arguably better image potential even with pixel binned images at 12.5 megapixels once that processing has been completed. The birthing quality is less pronounced though on the ultra-wide angle lens, and this is where you may want to make your choices. Although the specifications do favour the Nothing Phone 1, the Samsung JN1 sensor can be a little bit soft and unreliable at times, and that is certainly true of the Phone 1 or the Pixel 6's ultra-wide with a low resolution 12 megapixel option available to you. That said, if you want extra modes and camera functions, neither device is what we'd consider feature-packed, at least compared to the rest of the market. However, the Pixel 6 does edge the Nothing Phone 1 courtesy of deeper video options alongside some tensor-powered post-processing modes such as cinematic pan, locked focus, active modes, and probably one of the best portrait modes on the market. The Phone 1 though does have its own expert mode that lets you access manual controls, something that no Pixel device has offered so far, and it's definitely one to experiment with when you, or if you do happen to use this phone for yourself. I would say though, for point and shoot photography, you are served better, or at least served well, with the Pixel 6, and it is far better across the board even without a telephoto zoom lens and using digital crops and super res zoom. It's worth noting it is as a dual camera setup among one of the best smartphone cameras on the market today, so in some ways it is a bit of a no contest. Despite some hype levels or expectations way beyond where they probably should be for a mid-ranger, it's actually hard not to be impressed by the Nothing Phone 1. It's an interesting Android phone that comes with a fairly good update schedule, clean software, and a steady camera setup that may not be one of the best out there, but it's very competitive. Is it a better buy than the standard Pixel 6 though? Well, at least in most areas we'd say no. Of course, if you're in the United States, you only actually have one option to choose from, and we'd wager that that's going to be the right one regardless. The Pixel 6 manages to best the Nothing Phone 1 in enough areas to make it an overall better buy is what we're trying to say here. Design itself, that is subjective, but these are easily two of the most striking phones on the market today, and they don't break the bank. One is a mid-ranger, the other is a low-end flagship. In day-to-day use though, they appear to meet somewhere right in the middle. As noted though, limited availability in some markets means a slightly easier choice for some of you out there. If you are worried though that you're missing out, I'd probably say don't be. While the Nothing Phone 1 is a solid mid-ranger as we've mentioned, it certainly isn't quite groundbreaking. So that is the Pixel 6 compared directly to the Nothing Phone 1. We want to know though which you would choose and why. Let us know down in the comment sections below, and stay tuned for more comparisons with more devices in the coming weeks. Until next time though, this is Damon with 95 Google saying thanks for watching, and I will speak to you later.